I'm Mr. Second Passport. Big news came out this week. Now, so evidently there's been a breakout in a bird flu here in Ecuador. And as you can see here this month here in February 2023, and 1.2 million birds have supposedly been infected by the virus and been called already, but they're also going to vaccinate 2 million more birds. There's been one case of human transmission in a 9-year-old girl in the province of Bolivar, kind of in the coastal area. And yeah, I mean, interesting thing, and nobody knows, what the deal is with this flu or this vaccine. I definitely don't, but there is an important point that I wanted to mention that I think this illustrates. Ecuador is really quick to vaccinate, really quick. I learned this having a baby in a public hospital in Ecuador without even asking your consent. So there's a few things you should know, right? If this is something you're not interested in putting in your body. If you don't care, then it doesn't matter. But if it is something you'd kind of like to avoid, but you're thinking about living or already live in Ecuador, there's a few things you should do. Like, for instance, I had a baby in a public hospital. They came up and literally shot her in the arm a few times without even asking our consent. It's just normal procedure in Ecuador, evidently. And if you look closely on anyone's arm here in Ecuador, you will see a little scar, and that is from one of the vaccines everyone gets here. I'm not sure what it is, but it's something that leaves a scar for the rest of their life on their shoulder. And yes, my baby already has it, that little scar. Now, with the big vaccine, the popular one that everyone is mentioning, let's not get into the politics, not trying to get canceled or anything. I understand people's rush to get a vaccine endorsed by Bill Gates. I totally trust that guy, but the vaccinated in Ecuador was 87%, right? 80% fully vaxxed and 87 total. So it's just it's a way of living here. People don't even question it. They just go and roll their sleeve up and get it. It's just kind of a thing. And in the height of the pandemic, there was some time period where you could not literally go in and do your shopping in supermarkets if you didn't show your vax card. Now, they did abolish that after a little bit, but it's just kind of the way people think down here in Ecuador. And if you want to avoid vaccinated chicken meat, especially over these next few months here in Ecuador, you might consider buying chicken only from local farmers at local markets that raise their own chicken. And down here they have a special word for it. It's pollo criollo. You can kind of tell by the color of the chicken, and the shape, and definitely the taste is slightly different too. And when it's free range, homegrown chicken that hasn't been subject to the steroids and the commercialization normal process that most chickens are subject to, and now vaccines as well. So again, those are a few tips if you'd like to avoid certain things down here in Ecuador. I'm Mr. Second Passport. If you like this, don't subscribe, hit the like button below.